Oh, police! Come to the door! You come to no harm! Shots fired!
Crime never sleeps.
Why are you touching
But
me?
neither
Why are you touching me?
do the cops.
Police for the door!
Battling on the front line
He's in the back garden.
are Nottinghamshire's finest. Highly trained pursuit drivers
Contact.
Oh, God.
Vehicle failing to stop.
specialists in entry and search,
There's a firearm.
rapid response firearms officers,
Do not move! Police for the door! Get down on the floor!
and the crime-stopping force
Get him up! We get him up!
of the dog unit.
Stop struggling!
Wherever the battle takes them,
Calm,
they'll never back down.
calm down!
Because cometh the hour,
Get down on the floor.
cometh the Interceptors.
Oi, you can get up.
It's a good day at the office.
Coming up, weeding out a cool 500,000 of green
This is one of the biggest cannabis growers I've dealt with.
gate-crashing hide-and-seek in the garden,
If you're in there, you show yourself now.
and pure pandemonium on the pavement.
Oh my days!
In Nottinghamshire, the police tackle nearly 1,000 incidents every single day.
Been asked to swap over for a job.
But night time's where the real action is. Jen Else and police dog Quantum
Mate, Delta 22, what's he done, please?
are travelling on blues and twos to a high-risk job in the south of the county.
It's a male that's wanted for a non-molestation order, so he's gone round to his ex-partner's address, I think. I'm just waiting for details. He's trying to break in. We've got cops there at the minute, but he's quite anti-police.
The suspect has a history of assaulting the police and could be dangerous.
Just let cops know I'm on my way. I'm 6 miles away. I'll be as quick as I can.
Bill is heading out the back door, throwing stuff all over the neighbour's garden.
Cops at the scene urgently need Jen and Quantum's help. So Jen puts the Skoda VRS into overdrive. The allegedly volatile suspect is also on the move.
He's still at the rear. Well, he's going out the back door. He's knocking on next door neighbour's door at the moment.
And as Jen lands at the address, he's disappeared inside the property and dropped off the radar.
There we go. Which one is it there?
They believe the victim's taking refuge at a friend's house.
We won't be able to get in the front door. We think she's not in there, I've
Yeah.
been told.
Yeah,
He's in the kitchen at the
yeah,
Bravo, do you want
It's
to
a
leave?
big wooden broom handle.
yeah.
But I don't know we're going to get into the...
So he knows he's not supposed to be in there, yeah?
Oh, yeah, he's a non-more old than
Yeah.
He's been nicked for it before.
But I think it's assaults cops, doesn't it?
There you go.
Crime-busting duo Jen and Quantum have won numerous bravery awards for taking down armed and violent offenders.
Delta 22 NH, I'm outside the front with the dog.
And they'll need to be wary of a suspect with a track record of assaulting coppers.
He's moving the blinds. Moving the blinds, then, money. Come to the door.
Is the suspect watching them from the front window?
Speak, Quan, speak. Good boy. Good boy, speak. Good boy.
Local cops have the house surrounded.
I'm just banging around.
As there's no answer at the front door, it's down to Jen and Quantum to search the back garden.
Police with a dog.
where reports suggest the man is armed with a broom handle.
Police officer with a dog.
The garden is clear. But the trail hasn't gone cold.
An update saying he jumped over next door's fence.
There's a chair here, actually. Wait. Can you get down that alleyway? Watch.
Jen thinks the allegedly armed man is hiding in the dark alleyways between the gardens.
Wait.
Threat could be lurking behind any door or around any corner.
Wait. Say that again.
New intel suggests the hideaway is still in the garden.
David, if you're in there, I need you to come out.
On the other side of this fence, holed up in the shed.
I've got a police dog, and I need you to come out and show yourself. You show yourself, you'll come to no harm.
A primed Quantum is the only sound.
Are they in at this house here that you're standing in front of?
I can't see anyone.
If you're in there, I need you to show yourself.
I've not seen any persons.
With a potentially armed and dangerous suspect on the loose, Jen's not going to let a 6-foot fence stand in her way.
Police officer with the dog, you show yourself now. If you're in there, show yourself now.
Quantum heads straight for the shed.
David, if you're in there, you show yourself now.
And Jen's treading carefully.
Wait. Right, they need to come out.
The handle's stuck.
If you're in there, I need you to come out and show your hands now.
But is it locked?
I don't know whether that's here. Just get some other cops in this back garden with me, please. I don't know whether that
Or is the door being held from the inside?
makes sense. Feel it? Yep.
In South Nottinghamshire, dog handler Jen Else and canine cop Quantum are searching for a man suspected of breaching his non-molestation order by going to his ex-partner's address.
His ears moving the blinds. Come to the door.
The suspect is allegedly armed with a broom handle
Police officer with the dog.
and has previous for assaulting the police.
An update saying he jumped over next door's fence.
Jen and Quantum muscled their way into a garden.
If you're in there, I need you to show yourself now.
Where they think the suspect lies in wait inside a shed.
Right, they need to come out. I don't know whether that's here. Just get some other cops in this back garden with me, please.
Jen's called in the cavalry.
I don't know whether that's locked or not, or whether he's holding it, if that makes sense. Feel it? Yep.
And this is it. Stand by. They've got their man.
Get out now! Get out!
Get on the floor! Get out! Get down on the floor! Under arrest.
Good boy. Wait. Good boy, good boy.
It takes 4 cops to pin the suspect down.
We've got him. Just hang on, NH. We've got him. Just give us a sec. Just get him under control.
Go on, go for it. I'll be right in the morning. Waste of time.
Watch him.
Even with the cuffs on, he's not leaving without a fight.
Come here. I haven't been next door. So what's your problem? Eh? Is it because it's deep? You don't like deep, do you? So what you that's what you don't like, yeah? Yeah. That's what you don't like. Get on the floor!
Restraints.
I'm gonna make it off.
Good boy. Don't come next to me.
With over 500 cops assaulted on the front line in Nottinghamshire last year, the Interceptors aren't taking any chances.
We've got a spit hood or anything. Something on him.
To bring him under control, the team used leg restraints,
Get off it now! There's nothing wrong to you!
as well as a spit hood.
Get it! Get it! Please, wait for now! Why not? I won't spit at you! Right?
Good lad.
What have I done wrong? Nothing! I'm wrong to you! No, nothing! Hey? I'm wrong to you!
Right, just calm down and sit in the van.
And breathe.
My glasses. You all right? Someone picked them up. All right?
Yeah,
Everyone all right? Are we all good?
I think so.
Anyone got my glasses?
Yeah, volatile's not the word, is it? He was struggling, he was making threats, he was fighting, he was violent, swearing. So we just need to get him under control as quick as possible, so that no cops get injured, no members of the public are out here on the street, they don't get injured. And so he doesn't get injured either. We've got hold of him, that's the main thing. To get him some chicken, sticking up for me again. I've only got crumbs, mate, you've had the others. Isn't that nice?
With the suspect off to custody, Jen wants to mend a few fences before she gets back on the road.
Don't think I've caused any damage, but it's just out of courtesy to let them know I've broke through their fence, like Lara Croft, and just to let them know sorry and ring me if they want me to do anything or fix it or whatever. So I think the bars have just come out. The padlocks are still on. I thought I was quite impressed with that actually. Job done.
Since this incident, the suspect has been arrested again for breaching a non-molestation order. The case continues. Organised crime blights communities. But Nottinghamshire police are taking back control with Operation Reacher.
Police officers!
Local policing which listens to the people and gets word out to criminals there's nowhere left to hide.
Stop fighting! Calm down. Get your hands behind your back.
After mounting reports of drug dealing in the city suburbs, Team Reachers going knocking.
Right, we'll be talk group 4, 2 round the back. Yep. The rest of his team.
Martin Swinsko is briefing the team for a morning raid.
We're going to do both doors simultaneously as much as we can. So we're going to get an enforcer from their van. So Patsy, still stick with the front door. And are you all right to do the, Grant, if you can do the Bosch the other door.
Intel states the target house is being used to grow weed, so it's time to Bosch the door in. The crew get kitted up.
Is everybody happy with what they're doing?
And roll out in an early morning convoy.
We're gonna pull up on the gable end. So as we get out, we'll be going forward, and to the right will be our address. This next block into.
Securing suspects and evidence is top priority.
Stick it here, mate. Stick it here. This'll do. Let's go.
The house in question has 2 front doors. But the team have everything they need for the perfect entry. A stealthy approach, 2 big red keys,
Straight in.
and a synchronised strike.
Police officers! Please, stay where you are! Please! Police officers!
Please stay where you are.
All right, then.
Stay where you are, buddy.
They suspect that a few people are using the property.
We'll sit him downstairs.
Yeah.
If you're happy, we'll control the search.
Yeah, the garage is clear, there's no one in it.
Yeah.
But the only one home is an elderly man.
We're looking for controlled drugs and associated paraphernalia or documentation for producing or cultivating and supplying such controlled drugs. Cool. Right.
Right. Fingertip search of the whole house. And the greenery in the bedroom
Sonny.
Right, ultimately, we're going to have to get you some clothes on.
suggests their intel was bang on. James Patterson weighs up the harvest.
It was approximately, I believe, there's about 18 plants in here. Probably in the infancy at the moment, so they've still got a few weeks to grow. But you can certainly see it takes a little bit of setting up these grows, and it's not something that they certainly weren't unaware of in the property.
Warrants like this aren't just about seizing drugs.
Not. Smell like cannabis.
They can help to build the bigger intel picture.
Okay, we seem to have some disposable white aprons, some overshoes. We've got disposable gloves. The only thing that's drawn my attention now is that if we're looking this bin, just what looks like white residue, as if something's been mixed in the past, whether it has or hasn't, or it's just me being suspicious. I reckon that whatever white powder's been mixed in there has been in that. It's extremely sweet.
Yeah.
But it's like a citrusy, amphetty type smell, isn't it? But see if there's anything else then.
And Interceptors' dirty work even means going through the bins.
Because there's plenty of loads of freezer bags. Hold on.
Eagle-eyed James
Where's that? Cannabis. Yeah,
isn't going to fall for one of the oldest tricks in the book.
something else in there. Cannabis put in there. What he'd done is just put a bit of rubbish on the top to disguise what was in plastic bags underneath. This is stuff to sell, in my opinion.
As well as the bin full of bud, James finds more telltale signs of drug dealing.
Inside the box, there's a number of sealable bags that would indicate to me this is what he's selling the cannabis in. They're calling it cereal cake. Obviously has the cannabis logo on the corner. Sell it in 28 grams at a time. This person's gimmick for selling cannabis. So far we've got the quantity of cannabis, the grow next door, and now we're down to the individual bags that they'll pop the cannabis into to go out and sell it on the streets or to sell a decent sized bulk at a time.
The suspected drugs, what looks like a burner phone and a set of scales will be seized, while the botanical bedroom is being dismantled, nipping this nursery in the bud.
The big wins that we've had today is obviously depriving the occupant of the resources to grow this stuff, because it does cost them, it does take their time to set it up, and just send the message out there that we are on top of this and we will be dismantling other people's growth should we find them with them as well in the future.
Cannabis isn't all homegrown in suburbia. Organised crime gangs farm weed on an industrial scale.
This is one of the biggest cannabis grows I've dealt with.
Interceptors have discovered a colossal cannabis factory in a disused warehouse.
There's tall plants, the maturer plants, and then there's almost what we call a nursery, so there's smaller plants as well.
Sergeant Brian Blackmore is investigating.
You can see it's a big setup. We've got our cannabis dismantling team and CSIs are going through the process, trying to gain what evidence we can to try and identify the persons involved.
The monster grow is worth around £500,000.
These plants are probably 6 foot tall. You can see they're having to actually be held by string to support the actual plant growth, and obviously you can see in terms of the buds themselves are quite mature buds. This wouldn't be far off being a cropped room. It's overwhelming, the smell. You wouldn't want to be working in here for too long.
There's room after room of Class B greenery.
Coming through to what we'd call probably more like a nursery room. In excess of probably 200 plants in here. They're the gardeners, the people who look after them are gardeners. That's what they're employed as by these, or I would say, an organised crime group.
Cultivating over 1,000 plants at once, every room in the derelict building has been modified.
Obviously you've got the air vents, you've got fans up on the wall, and obviously all the electricity cabling, and obviously the transformers for converting the electricity. You see, they've even made a board with all the switches as well. This isn't like your house growing cannabis in your own home. This is on an industrial level, industrial scale. So there's a lot of money being put into it. There's a lot of revenue coming out at the other end of it as well.
To tend to their criminal crop, green-fingered villains have been living in the factory.
Got a table set up, heating set up. They've got fridges, they've got a washing machine, and there's even a shower cubicle. Basically, people get paid not a lot of money by an organised crime group, and they will probably live and breathe here. This is their home.
When you dwell in Shea Cannabis, you run the risks of rival gangs robbing your crop.
Got a bedroom set up. There's the fear factor that people will try and break in, so they obviously will look after themselves. They're obviously leaving knives around for their own protection.
Living under constant threat, the workers even have an escape route.
Through here they've put a ladder that sets up that goes onto a roof, and then onto the roof, and you'll be able to escape across the top of the roof area to get away.
The discovery means £500,000 worth of drugs won't reach the streets or line kingpin criminals' pockets. All of the growing equipment will be destroyed, but not everything will go to waste.
Those items there, the bags of compost, we're putting through our PCSOs and through their contacts. We're looking to try and basically move that on and redistribute it to people who can use it in the community. I would think that the persons who oversee this cannabis grow won't be happy. Ultimately, it's disruptive behaviour and it's costing them money.
In the last year, Nottinghamshire police have seized more than £4 million worth of cannabis plants. The investigation into the £500,000 cannabis factory is ongoing. Following Op Breacher's early morning wake-up call, one man was cautioned for possession of cannabis. The elderly man was released with no further action. Coming up, it's the attack of the clones.
Box on, box on.
Suspected false plates, no licence and a baby on board.
Listen, bro. I'm giving you words and a badge, bro.
Giving you words
Become a
again,
dickhead, bro.
And
Get down on the floor. Down on the floor.
cloned van carnage.
So dangerous. Had somebody been walking down that pavement there, then they would have stood no chance.
Drivers of cars that fail to stop for the police don't care about anything other than themselves. All they think about is getting away from the police. They don't think about, you know, people who are out with their kids, shopping, walking over the road. They're selfish. All they're thinking about is the fact that they're probably going to, they're going to have to end and maybe get arrested for whatever they've got on board the car or for whatever driving offences they've committed. A car is as dangerous as a loaded firearm.
Interceptors trained to handle cars and loaded firearms. But it's just skills behind the wheel that's called for tonight. They've spotted a van on false plates, which may be linked to a recent theft. The driver's still inside, but as cops try to have a word, he fires up the van and floors it.
It's making off. Now, driver.
he's carving through village streets
Traffic is low.
and breaking 50 in a 30 limit.
Sierra Kilo 2, behind the vehicle. Advance on the van's vehicle, keep back chain.
Vanman's chucking it around corners and into the face of oncoming traffic. He needs taking off the road sharpish. Cue the cavalry.
We're in the area for this van on false plates. Could we just confirm the VRM, please?
The knife crime team have joined the hunt, with Joe Riley riding shotgun while Gav Hall races to intercept.
So is it Ruddington bound?
Left, down to Ashford Avenue.
Preempt is authorised on it, isn't it?
All available units are making their way to the area to box in the cloned van.
I think it's at the roundabout left, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it will be.
Joe and Gav are just a few streets away. While the lead cop car clings to an increasingly reckless runaway. After a close shave with a double-decker bus, not even the most seasoned interceptor could predict the driver's next wild move. Careering onto the pavement not just once, but twice. He ploughs down the path like a pedestrian's nightmare before stacking straight into a street lamp. Joe and Gav arrive seconds later.
Oh my days.
The van's jammed between parked cars and terraced houses, with two suspects trapped inside, possibly injured.
Yeah.
No, apparently there's officers got traffic now.
What was a police pursuit has quickly turned into a police rescue.
Come out. Yeah, come out. Yeah, Sam. Nice and slow.
Boss, both officers conscious to take him from. Oh, come on, no more.
Mind your back. Come and take the next one. Yeah, out of it.
Yeah, excuse me. Come on, Aitcombe. Get down on the floor. Down on the floor. Arms behind your back. Yep. Just park there.
Incredibly, both occupants seem to have escaped unharmed. But in his bid to flee on false plates,
True VRM.
the driver's left a trail of destruction in his wake.
After they're in a hurry, are we? Yeah.
Not only is his van a wreck, he's taken out two parked cars, demolished a lamppost, and potentially caused structural damage to two people's homes.
Drivers thought for some reason he could possibly get that van between those cars and the houses. Well, this is a residential area, and it's probably, 7 o'clock at night, plenty of people milling around. Those front doors go out onto the pavement right where that van is. So dangerous. Had somebody been walking down that pavement there, or just walked out of a house, then they would have stood no chance. Probably been killed outright by that van.
And there's more danger in the air.
What's that? It's a gas pipe. Is it a gas pipe? Oh.
Now, the fire service and gas board will need to secure the scene before the van can be carefully removed.
Okay, mate. Time is 18:53. You're under arrest on suspicion of theft of that motor vehicle case. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which later on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Okay, do you understand?
Final stop for this pair is the Bridewell custody suite.
No, it doesn't surprise me anymore, the lengths they'll go to. They've got no consideration for anybody else. They don't care. They don't care how many lives they ruin, etc. They just want to get away. They don't want to get caught, and it's as simple as that. They'll take any risk they can, and that proves tonight with what they've done.
To make matters worse, the driver turned out to be drunk at the wheel. For drink driving, dangerous driving, failing to stop for the police and driving without due care and attention, he was handed a 6-month suspended prison sentence, 200 hours community service and banned from the roads for 3 years. No legal action was taken against the driver or his passenger for the alleged shop theft.
Eyes down, looking in.
Cutting through cats and dogs in the marked X5, Rob Ely and Spencer Pugh.
Well, I've been on TV before, you know. Yeah, I featured on Antiques Roadshow. My Star Wars collection.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you make the telly?
Oh, yeah.
Did you make any money?
I sold them for 1,100 quid.
Good collectors can spot a fake, be it a Duff, Vader or dodgy Vauxhall.
Thanks.
That's into Brocco, isn't it?
Not a long time ago, in a county not so far away, a silver Clio racked up multiple speeding tickets on suspected false plates, and it's just entered the boys' orbit.
It's been sighted earlier today, heading generally in towards the Broxtow area. So we're going to head that way now and do a bit of an area search.
The force is strong in Rob. When it comes to sensing the bad guy's next move, he's basically a Jedi Master. And he's just felt a tremor in the force. Stay sharp.
Oh, what's this coming towards us?
A Cadger.
This isn't it. It's a big as well.
Last spotted 45 minutes ago, the Clio has to be nearby.
Is that it? On the near side?
Yeah.
That's the one. It's parked up and empty.
From Foxtrot 5-3, Rob's spotted it.
Finding the car is only half the battle. They need to know who's driving it.
We're in a marked car, so we're just going to pull out the area.
To avoid spooking the Phantom Menace,
just need another unmarked to birch over.
Rob and Spencer called in 2 plain cars to wait at both ends of the road and took their marked X5 out of sight nearby.
The road's quite good, really, because it's a small, narrow road with one way in and one way out. Our top desk has authorised a preemptive tactic, preemptive box and a preemptive stinger. So we'll see what happens if and when it moves off, see what tactics are appropriate at the time.
Until the driver gets back on the road, they have to play the waiting game.
I always get a little bit cold when they're like, a job's bubbling.
Some jobs bubble.
PC rain doesn't help either, does it?
And bubble.
I think the good thing for us, though, because it's tipping it down, he's unlikely to go out his house. So he's probably not going to have been looking out, so he might not have seen us go past.
No.
And if he's going to go out...
He's going to drive, he's not going to be walking.
Straight in his car and go.
Sure enough.
Oh, yes.
5-4 receive.
The suspected cloned Clio is heading straight for them. Rob's quick off the mark.
3 in the stick.
Falling in behind an unmarked car. A third unit is heading towards them.
Oh, yes, put it on.
And it's tea-pack time.
Box on, box on.
Boom.
Boxed in, safer than Spencer's Star Wars figures.
Turn the engine off now, mate. Stay way off for now.
And into cuffs in a heartbeat.
Go into the back of this car, mate.
Interceptors go through around 40 hours of tactical training to stop cars safely like this.
End of the day, I was given that and I've been skagging it. He'll come up as and show them that's mid.
It's a good job because the suspected clone mobile is full of passengers.
At the end of the day, buddy, I haven't.
Little one's...
Yeah, little one's fine.
Or is it a baby?
Yeah, proper baby.
Including the guy's teenage girlfriend and child.
Who was in the car?
Well, he just brought it.
But he's got no insurance, so they've perhaps done that to disguise having no insurance.
As well as no insurance, further checks reveal this daddy driver doesn't even have a licence. The Clio will be seized.
NH, if you could arrange a rust proof for us, please. We'll take it to Broxtowe.
Just so you're aware of what's happening, because obviously you've got a little one you need to sort out. We're going to be seizing the car, so I don't know if you've got a pushchair or a rain cover and stuff for the little one, so I don't know if you want to arrange for somebody to come and pick you up because of the weather.
The driver will be reported for driving without a licence or insurance, but for now he's de-arrested and given some free words of advice.
Little kids in the car. It's all right saying, "Oh, you don't see there."
Me, bro, I've been complying. Don't no point to me.
There's little kids in the car, and the car that's got no licence.
Yeah, but I've just been de-arrested. Now you're starting something to get me arrested.
On another
so
day,
about back down, bro.
that
Move
could have
out
gone
my
wrong,
face.
couldn't
I
it?
don't care, bro. I've been complying with
Exactly,
your shit,
you
bro.
don't care. Is that your kid?
Yes, it is.
You
And
should
what,
care.
fam? Don't come
Should
and start
care.
shit with me once I've been
Should
de-arrested,
care.
bro. Who the f*** think you are, bro?
I'm
Because
giving you
got
words
a a badge, bro.
I'm giving you words
Think
of
I'm a
advice.
dickhead, bro.
Do you know what?
Come on, shut
You're
your
not
mouth, man.
far.
Don't get in
You're
your car,
acting
man.
like an idiot.
Whilst the driver sets off on his short walk home,
who's got the pleasure?
Spence has the honour of adding the Clio to the cop's seized car collection. It's no Millennium Falcon, but he is flying solo.
Another beauty that I get to drive back to the Nick.
Suits you, mate.
Punch it, Chewy. Back at the yard.
The service lights on, the oil warning lights on. I've not even checked the tyres. But yeah, it's a shed on wheels. It's not something I'd be putting what looked like a 4 or 5 month old baby in the back of the car.
Particular good thing with this job was that it was done slow speeds in an estate. There's nobody on the road. We use street furniture and parked cars to help us do that T-pack. Really safe, no damage caused and no injury caused. Particularly given the fact that there was an infant in the car as well, which we didn't know about until we had the car stopped. Had we known that, the risk level would have gone, kind of through the roof. For now, he's off the road and not a danger to himself, the public, or indeed that small baby in the back.
The driver has been reported for driving without a licence or insurance and for displaying the incorrect number plates. He awaits his day in court. Still to come.
Scrapper.
Weeding the stoned cold truth from a non-stop pothead.
How often do you smoke weed?
I smoke it.
Constantly.
Drug driving is a problem on the rise.
Weed is probably the most commonly used drug, I would say. Obviously, whether you're under the influence of alcohol or drugs, that's going to affect your reactions and your ability to drive a vehicle. Unquestionably, drug driving probably wasn't as much on the radar historically. It is now, and obviously now we've got roadside kits and saliva swabs that can give us a result very quickly.
Once upon a time, it was quite difficult to prove. Now it's 10-minute job at the roadside, done.
Out and about on a sunny morning shift are Paul Matthews and Phil Broughton.
The good thing about this weather, though, it's good for sniffing out your truck drivers.
Is it?
Especially cannabis, yeah, because you'll go with everything.
A passing flatbed gets Phil's nose twitching.
Scrapper.
And leaves an iffy whiff in its wake.
Help! Can I just come on here, say?
The driver's quick out the cab.
You say it's your vehicle?
Right.
Is it all insured and everything?
Yeah.
Come on.
Right, take a seat there for us.
But Phil's even quicker to sniff that unmistakable odour.
Right, I'll be straight with you. The cab of that vehicle stinks of weed, so have you got any on you?
No, I haven't, no.
And if I search that vehicle, am I going to find any?
No.
No?
Shouldn't do, mate.
Yeah. To be honest with you, when we pulled behind it, I got a whiff, but as soon as we spoke to him, usually a giveaway is when as soon as we get straight out of the car, because I don't want you coming anywhere near the cab.
Drugs-wise, the inside of the van's as clean as a whistle.
Right, I take it you're the one who's got the weed on him.
Next up, the passenger.
Right, what you got in your pockets, anything?
Lighter.
But he's in the clear too.
Cool. All right, I'll come and grab your details in a sec.
Which leaves Paul to zero in on the source of the suspect's smell.
Have you smoked any cannabis today?
I smoke it regularly, so yeah.
You've had some today, have you?
Yeah.
Right.
It's only 9:30 in the morning, but it seems the driver's had a spliff with his shreddies.
Okay, because I can smell it on you and I suspect you've been smoking it whilst driving, I'm going to test you, okay?
A roadside drugs white tests for cannabis and cocaine in saliva. The 8-minute wait for a result means there's time to talk business.
Ugh. Right, chap, I take it you're collecting scrap.
I'm just taking personal stuff to the scrap yard, mate.
You're not going around door knocking for scrap or anything like that, so you ain't got a scrapper's licence?
No, I haven't.
We need a waste carrier's licence.
I've got a waste carrier's licence.
Working as a scrap metal dealer without the proper licence can land you a £5,000 fine.
How often do you smoke weed?
I smoke it
constantly.
Being caught drug driving will cost you your driving licence.
How many jackets you got?
It's cold out here, mate.
It's not cold. Cool, take a seat in there for us. The only reason it's cold is because you keep getting in and out of your van to knock on people's doors to see if we've got any scrap. We ain't daft, all right? We know what you're up to, all right? My main concern is I can't have people on the road under the influence of drink or drugs, OK?
What's going to happen to that?
I don't know, we're just going to have a quick check of it now, just make sure it's roadworthy and legal.
You got keys?
Paul's an advanced driver with an eye for a nice set of wheels. His dream motor is a Nissan Skyline. Odds are he'd rather be drooling over one of those than poking around under one of these. It's a shed on wheels.
It's got a defective rear tyre and the driver's seatbelt's not attached. So it's doesn't work. So it's this is the bottom bit which should fit down to the either back of the seat or down to the actual frame of the vehicle. You weren't wearing your seatbelt either, were you?
No, mate.
No. Do you know why I know that?
Because it's broke.
It's broke because the seatbelt doesn't actually attach to anything on the vehicle, does it? No.
So the van's not roadworthy. How about the driver?
OK, right. This has provided a positive result for cannabis. OK, so at this moment in time, you're under arrest on suspicion of driving this vehicle on the road whilst over the specified limit for cannabis. My advice is to you is, if you're going to be smoking weed regularly, which you say you are, you need to hang up your licence.
As the suspected drug driver phones home, the severity of the situation starts to sink in.
No. I'm in the back of a cop car. Because drugs. Weed. And Raspberry's not. The van's seatbelt's broke, so they're taking the van off me.
We're not taking the van off you.
Taking the van, it's been. I'll explain it to say.
Oh, I thought you said it's not roadworthy.
The flatbed van is deemed too unsafe for anyone to drive and is issued with a prohibition notice.
What that means is prohibited from moving from this spot until the problems are sorted. So the only way you can move it from here is getting it recovered and taking it to a garage and getting the things sorted.
Yeah.
So if you drive it with a prohibition on, then we'll be taking it off you. What happens now is going to go down to the police station, run through the drug drive procedure with him, so we'll take a blood sample. That'll get sent away and we'll find out exactly how much cannabis he's got in his system. I knew he looked dodgy.
That was a good one, that.
The shed driver, with no seatbelt and a bald tyre, was released under investigation, awaiting the results of a blood test for drug driving.
Beautiful beaches, crystal clear waters and fabulous food. The new series of Greg Wallace's Big Weekends Away in Greece, Friday at 8. Next tonight, Mum's digging out the finest clobber and jewellery because it's time for the kids' photo shoot. Here come the Gypsies. Brand new in just a tick here on Channel 5.